Gemini speaks, Gemini speaks. Boom, 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 boom. Today. What are we going to talk about? Well, it's been on my mind. We talked a little bit about food. You may or may not have seen that video. I'm new to this, so my videos are still in the area of, I didn't know you were there. They're unknown. I'm unknown. I'm unknown in the YouTube world. We are going to talk about food. I know, again, we're going to talk about food because I am a vegetarian because I need to take care of some things. I'm actually a vegan. I used to think vegans, that's just crazy. Cheese? Life without cheese? That's like life without life. Cheese. I love cheese. I love cheese. I love cheese. But I can't eat it anymore. It just doesn't agree with me. It gives me terrible congestion. I already have allergies that are out of control. In other words, I'm not controlling them. They're not in control. They're irritating me on a daily basis. So let's get to the main point. The thing about food. I am eating by my blood type. Yes, you've heard it. Maybe you've never heard it before. Maybe you have heard it before. I'm eating by my blood type. My blood type is A positive. Now, you might want to look this up if you want more and more information. I'm going to do some information in the window. Positive A type blood. You can't eat this, you can't eat that. I mean, you can eat like 5 things. 5 types of food. So I personally just don't do well with dairy anymore. Poultry. They suggest you eat very little meat, very little poultry, very little fish, i.e. vegetarian. I just spent the last 2 weeks in pain. My stomach has just been giving me trouble. Trouble. As a result, I've decided I just can't anymore. Now, I was already eating by my blood type, but not strictly. Not a strict diet. I was eating beef here and there, some pork here and there, very, very, very little pork. Some chicken here and there, more chicken than anything else. I was also interspersing tofu, health types of food, healthy foods. But my stomach just wasn't happy. And I was trying my best that I could just continue eating whatever. And it wasn't happening. Eating by my blood type. How can we eat by our blood type and not be resentful? I'm resentful. I want to eat cheese. I want pizza. I really want pizza. Let's get into it. As a vegan, a new vegan, I've been trying out different things. So tofu has always been interspersed in my diet. My son's a vegetarian, so when I'm with him, I cook for his diet, and I'm not really good to cooking 2 meals. So when I cook for his diet, we are all vegetarian at the same time. I eat whatever vegetarian meal I've made. He's not vegan, however, he eats cheese. Even though some days he eats cheese, other days he doesn't eat cheese. That's a whole nother thing. That's some crazy teenage delusional thing. He's like, Mommy, I eat cheese. And then I bring some pizza. He's eating all of it. So I'm like, that was cheese on that pizza. Just checking. By eating with my blood type and being vegan and being vegetarian, it offers some challenges. Already not a big eater, which means food is very low on my priority. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing some other thing, and still I'm like, I'm not hungry and I don't want to eat. Then all of a sudden I'm starving. And then I'm like stressed out trying to figure out what to eat. Already my stomach is sensitive, and I'm already thinking, what in God's name can I eat without my stomach getting upset? And the other thing is, this is going to be a phenomenon for most people, but I am generally bored with food. Bored with it. I wish there was a pill, if there was a pill that was a meal, a real meal, giving me everything that I needed, including coating my stomach from the acid eating on itself, I'd pay any price for it. Well, just about. But I'd pay the, major dollars for it to just not have to be bothered with food. I'm unique, I know. And you know what? If someone else can relate, please let me know. Because I feel a little bit like a freak. My mom's like, you're a picky eater. I'm not a picky eater. I don't want to eat. That's not picky. Picky would be like, I don't eat this, I don't eat that. No, I don't want to eat, period. That's not a picky eater. That's just saying I don't want to be bothered. So this doesn't mean things that I eat I don't enjoy. It doesn't mean there are things that I like to eat. There are things that I like to eat. But if I could choose, I would rather not be bothered with liking to eat anything. I would just keep continuing on my day, do my walks, go blading, go biking, go hiking. No food. Water, I can get with that. It's necessary anyway. In fact, I have to force myself to drink 2 glasses of water a day is like a challenge. But right now, I'm trying to drink 4 to 8 cups of water a day. I'm failing, just so you know. I'm about at 2, which was better than none. So, it's a process. I'm working on it. So eating by my blood type is going to require some real attention to what I'm doing. And I don't like to put attention to what I'm doing when it comes to food. I want it to be easy, done. I mean, the microwave is the best invention for me. Just zip, 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 food. It doesn't need to taste great unless I'm paying a lot of money for it. That's, how I feel about that. Well, if you saw that video, check it out. It can't make me sick, which is narrowed down to maybe 3 things. The funny thing is, this is a little bit of a sidebar. Well, not really. It's related. A cheeseburger or a burger almost never upsets my stomach. But that's junk. And I can't live off of cheeseburgers. I used to in my 20s. A cheeseburger for breakfast. Well, breakfast with me was like late lunch. And for dinner. And if I was out late, I'd have another one. I mean, in my 20s, that was terrible. And then I got a good job and I could afford something, more exciting. So I was a sushi freak. I just eat sushi every day. At one point, I thought I had a sushi worm because I would eat sushi. I would have a sushi dinner as much as I wanted, pretty much, which isn't a lot. I've never been one to eat a lot of food. And then 3 hours later, I'd be like, more sushi. Because sushi doesn't stay with you very long. A lot of Asian foods really don't stay with you very long. Indian is an exception. Now that I'm eating for my blood type, it does require eating legumes, veggies, even though I've been a vegetarian several times. Gas me up. Gas me up, gas me up. I'm trying to deal with eating like a vegan, not eating too many vegetables that are going to gas me up. Usually that's like spinach. If it's cooked especially, it's best. Raw, it's problematic. I really love arugula. It gasses me up, but I eat it anyway because I like the way it tastes. It's very tasty. Fish. I'm actually not that crazy about fish. I'm trying to eat fish once or twice a week. That's plenty. One of the reasons why being a vegetarian was a little bit problematic was because I don't eat beans. So beans and rice are complete protein. I don't like beans, so my rice without beans is not a complete protein. It's basically a carbohydrate, which is fine. Occasionally I'll eat rice and beans, prepared in different ways, like moro, which is the Cuban version of rice and beans. I eat that because I actually really like the way it tastes. It's done well. But just like some rice with some beans and all its bean juice on top, I don't want that. And that's just asking for trouble for me. This is Gemini speaking, right? We're talking about my tummy, my blood type, my problems. But if you can relate, by all means, relate. So the other thing are carbohydrates, right? And no one should be eating droves of carbohydrates. But for me specifically, it doesn't upset my stomach. First thing in the morning, I'll have a slice of wheat nut bread. Literally take it out of the bread thing, pull out a slice, eat no butter, no nothing, just piece of bread. I actually really enjoy it. And that's pretty much types of foods that are going to be foods that I can eat. Eating by your blood type is new for me, but it's definitely started to make a difference. Yes. Now, I have to say this one thing. I also stopped drinking coffee. And even though I do sip here and there on some energy drink, it's not the coffee bean. The coffee bean, there's something in the coffee bean that my body suddenly just rejects and hates and causes me instant discomfort and pain in my stomach. That's one of the main positive things that has changed in my diet that has stopped the stomach pain. Eating by your blood type. So there's recipes online you can check out that are specific for certain blood types. If you're not sensitive to cheese and you're not sensitive to eating a lot of vegetables, like a lot, since you're not really eating meat, especially as a vegan or a vegetarian. Although I guess if you eat fish, you're a pescatarian. But I don't know what you are if you eat fish and you don't eat cheese. What are you, a veganarian or vega pescatarian? Those words are made up anyway. They're gonna have. I bet you if I Googled it, I can find a word for that. Some new invention of what's called when you're a vegan and you eat fish. I just don't really like fish that much. I know I'm black and whatnot, and black people do love themselves some seafood. They see it and they eat it, but they love seafood. Anytime I go out, somebody and they're trying to impress me. Oh, have shrimp, have fish. Like, no, no, thank you. I'm fine. I'm not big on fish and definitely not shrimp. I was out with somebody and like, let me buy you, have whatever you want. So I was like, well, order something for me. I'm open. They ordered me shrimp, and it was too late because I actually was like, oh, order something, whatever you want, have some of it. So my friend orders shrimp, and then tells me, oh, I ordered that for you. If she had told me that, I would have told her, well, don't get me shrimp because I'm not that crazy about shrimp, especially you pay a premium for it. And it's not worth it for me because I don't really like it. So I brought it home, and my other friend ate all of it. So eating by my blood type has definitely been a challenge. I'm probably going to do more than one video about this, but I'll put a little more information in the video so that you can get more idea of what it is I'm speaking of. The best blood type for eating any kind of food is type O, whether it's negative or positive. They can eat anything, doesn't matter. Must be nice. And you have to listen to your body. Listen to your body. Your body tells you a lot about food, about the foods that agree with you and foods that don't agree with you. And most people ignore it. Check it out. See if your blood type is in line with what you're eating. Because a lot of times the things that I was eating, which was not in line with my blood type, was frequently making me ill. And so you probably don't even realize that you're eating foods that are not agreeing with you. You're eating them anyway, not realizing, you're not feeling that great afterwards. After you've eaten it, you might feel fatigued. So there are a lot of little signals your body is giving you as to whether the food you're eating is best for you. Specifically, your blood type, also your ancestral history has a lot to do with foods that agree with you or don't agree with you. Watch out for that. Just listen to your body. Notice when you eat a meal, notice how you feel afterwards. When you eat a certain type of food, notice how you feel afterwards. The signals are there. You're probably just ignoring them. So I'm eating by my blood type. I'm a vegan now. It's a struggle. But we're going to talk about it again. I'm going to put some recipes up. As I discover them, I'm going to share what I've discovered with you. But I'm going to make it happen because, like I said, I don't really have this love relationship with food. So just as long as I can find something healthy to eat, which I'm pretty sure I can. I do like fruit, and I can eat like a half an avocado and a bowl of rice and be perfectly happy. Avocado, little lemon juice, salt and pepper, and a cup of rice. To me, that's a meal, right? And I can add a little of this, a little of that to it. Soup usually doesn't upset my stomach, just as long as I'm choosing soups that are, cheeseless. And if there's meat in them, I don't have to eat the meat, but I can enjoy the broth, and that won't bother me, I hope. Yes, eating by my blood type. I'm a vegan. And let's see how that goes. Thanks for coming. Gemini has spoken. I'll see you again. Peace. Gemini speaks, boom, 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 boom.